Good morning. I'm very happy to be here today. After 4 months of work, as you know, the investigative team, very hard work, is announcing charges today, and those charges are on time. What's even more rewarding is that the team was able to surpass the chief's commitment of delivering 40 accused to you today, October 31st, by 50%, so 60 today. On a personal note, and I couldn't be happier on this one, is I really want to thank the rest of the Riot team for their determination and commitment of each member of that team. They've just been excellent on their hard work. We realized early on that we needed to do the best job we could do for the victims of the riot and the residents of Vancouver, because they deserve nothing less. The examples that the chief gave out are just a sampling of some of the success stories that we've been able to get from the forensic video lab that we've created. We were able to locate video evidence on suspected rioters in a fraction of the time and be confident that we have exhaustively searched our entire database of video. In other words, of the 60 suspected rioters we've recommended charges against, we found additional video against 37. I'm happy to answer any investigative questions you may have and also elaborate further on the incredible difference that this lab has made in this investigation. Before the questions, though, I'm going to turn this over to Neil McKenzie here from Crown for his brief statement.
As of today, as you've heard, the Criminal Justice Branch has received files on a total of 60 suspects from the Integrated Riot Investigation Team related to the Stanley Cup riot. Immediately following the riot, the Criminal Justice Branch established a Crown Riot Prosecution Team, 4 experienced prosecutors, to handle the riot-related files. The branch has been committed from the outset to devoting whatever resources are necessary to effectively prosecute these cases as the files came in from police. We have since added a 5th dedicated prosecutor to that team, and the team has also received the assistance of senior prosecutors and other parts of the branch with experience in relevant areas. We've cooperated closely with the police since the riot, and the Crown has received material over the last couple of weeks in advance of the formal submission of some of the files, so the charge assessment process is already underway in connection with the reports that have been provided to Crown Counsel. The Crown will proceed with the charge assessment process as quickly as is reasonably possible in the circumstances. We will add additional prosecutors should that be necessary in order to effectively and efficiently proceed with the charge assessments and any ensuing prosecutions. The process that Crown will follow will involve applying our charge assessment standard as we would do in any other case, and many of you may be aware that that applies, or that involves us confirming whether the evidence provides us with a substantial likelihood of conviction of the accused and whether it's in the public interest to proceed with charges in the case. We anticipate, given the abundance of video and photographic evidence that is obviously available in connection with many of the accused, that some of the evidence the Crown reviews will be quite compelling. At the same time, it still remains that the Crown must independently and objectively and fairly assess the evidence that's available with respect to each potential suspect. As one strategy to improve efficiency in reviewing the cases, the Crown have looked at dividing files by key locations. For example, it's known that a significant number of offences occurred at and in the vicinity of London Drugs. Other offences were committed in the vicinity of the live site. Specific prosecutors are focusing specifically on those areas to determine charges in relation to those locations. At the same time, it's apparent, as you've heard, that there's evidence available that some suspects have potentially committed offenses at a number of different geographical locations around the downtown area on the night in question. So our prosecutors will obviously be continuing to compare notes and ensure that they're aware of what was taking place throughout the downtown area. We won't be narrowing the lens so much that prosecutors don't know what the other prosecutors on the team are reviewing. Our prosecutors are going to be thoroughly reviewing the cases. They will consider all appropriate charges. As Chief Chu has told you, the charges to be considered will include taking part in a riot, breaking and entering and committing an indictable offense, or breaking and entering with intent to commit an indictable offense, arson, mischief, assault, including assaulting peace officers. There'll be a wide range of offenses that will be considered by Crown, and we will obviously have to determine whether the evidence is available to support charges with respect to each of those different potential charges.